I was born in 1958 at Daejeon, which means big field. It's a 2-hour drive from Seoul, my capital city. And I was the ninth of 11 children. My father came from a small family, so he decided to, have many children, so he shouldn't be, the lonely. I had a happy life in, the Daejeon. I playing with my brothers and sister. I used to, the playing outside until dark. So my, the mother calling me, come on and having a dinner. But anyway, on springtime, we have a 4 seasons, springtime and autumn time. We went to the mountain and doing bush walking and picking berries, all kinds of fruit, chestnut, persimmon. And summertime, we went to the river for bath, swimming, catch fish and shell. And winter time, the water of the river is freezing, so we do ice skating. So I had a good time in my childhood in Korea. The Korean Civil War had occurred in 1950, before I was born, but I understood the sadness of my parents' generation, being unable to communicate with family and friends in North Korea. We were taught traditional Korean customs based on Buddhist culture, but my father converted to Catholicism when I was a teenager. My father was, the Chinese herbal doctor, and his surgery was in my house. So always many people, in my house. I saw my father's doing, the medical practice, so I thought I could do, the pathology. So I studied in pathology. In 1987, I decided to study for a career in pathology, but my friend lived in Australia, so I chose Australia to, come staying with my friend and studying. That's why I came to Australia. Life was very busy for me, looking after my divorced friend and her family, as well as studying, at the tape. But I became disappointed with the course, so I changed to interpreting course. In 1989, I met my husband through my friend, and we were married in Korea with family's presence. In Korea, there were 2 wedding ceremonies. One is Korean style, and the other one is Western style. It's like 1 hour, taking 1 hour. So Western wedding style is wearing the white gown, wedding gown, and for half an hour with all the guests. And after that, just straight after that, we had Korean wedding. That's wearing Korean costume we call hanbok, and we bowing my parents-in-law and relatives. So it took just half an hour. So basically, wedding is 2 ceremony, Korean and Western style. In 1991, we bought a house in Oksun Hills, which it was quieter, and it is suited to my child, to raise my child. Actually, after marriage, we settled in Parramatta, but it's a bit busy and noise, so we decided to buy a house in Oksun Hills. We still practice Korean traditional costumes such as respecting elders, and we remember the death anniversary. And also important thing is, we celebrate my child's 100 days and 1 year birthday after they were born. We preparing food for celebration, so the table is spread with Korean food such as the Korean rice cake and bulgogi and vegetable noodle and all kinds of fruits. And the most important thing is we are showing them selection items such as pen, money, and long thread, which means money means wealth, pen means the scholar, and long threads means long life. So my children they choose money and pen. So we all clapping and enjoying. They're gonna be rich, and and they study well. Become a scholar. So we all had a good time. Traditionally, we celebrate in lunar calendar and lunar New Year's. It occurs in February, but in Australia, we adopted it to having New Year's in January. Every 2 years, we went to Korea to see grandparents and the uncle and auntie and the cousin. And so we visit temples and mountains and seas, all sort of things. And I want my children to learn Korean and speaking and writing Korean. And also I learned them to play the Korean drums. It's in Sydney, Silverwater Korean Church. I've been involved in prayer group and Bible study at Korean Catholic Church in Silverwater and Hills. There is a Korean church called Our Lady of Lourdes in Cannon Street in Hills. There is a 11 o'clock mass in every Sunday, but I usually go to on Thursday for Bible studying. That's for Korean. I have enjoyed living in the Hills Shire. It's quiet and safe environment, and had good schools. And there are so many. There are 2 Korean grocery shops and Korean video shops, Korean hair salon and health shops in Castle Hill, in Castle Mall, opposite to Shogran Road. It was lonely for me as a young mother without any family or friends support. So after when my daughter went to the school, I formed Korean Women's Group in 1998. But it closed for a while because of on the renovation of Hills Health Center. But it started again in 2001 at Castle Hill Community Center. We meet every Monday morning. The purpose of groups are to break the isolation, obtain information, and getting new skills such as craft, painting, yoga, exercise, and English. I'm working in the Korean Seniors Group social day program. one Wednesday on Blacktown and one Friday in Oksun Hills. So we got a minibus to collect all the clients from home and taking them to the center for a day of socializing and activity. And we're going outing too. Because of the language program and because of the mobility, they just staying home, but they just come to our group, the Korean senior group, and they meet together and socialize, learning some, the activity and playing game and going out to see, all the clubs, like, Catholic clubs, sometimes we went to Wiseman's Ferry for having lunch. So all sort of outing and activity, and this is one pair of ducks, meaning the happy marriage, happy long marriage. So when the bride and bridegroom stand for one pair of ducks, and this is Korean traditional wedding dress. Bride and bridegroom, we wear like this. And this is a tea ceremony. When Korea is winter time in Korea, very cold. So when neighbors or friends and families, relatives come to my house, we usually serving them Korean tea. So we serve like this with two hands. And long ago in Korea, there are many trees in mountain, so we don't have gas or any fuel. So we use the log, so cut the tree log, but we have to bring it down to the house. So we're using special carrying backpack. So all sorts of logs here. And this clothes is just plain Korean dress. It's not a traditional one actually, but it's plain working clothes. And this one, when we're using needle, there's a thimble. Is it thimble? It's a thimble. Using this one, we stitch it.